Diplomacy is negotiating and interacting in a way that everybody wins, okay, that everybody wins. Being non-diplomatic basically means that somebody's gonna lose. The reason why young guys going out and socializing, meeting girls, having a good time, developing themselves, lack diplomacy is this thrill and this rush that you get when you go from being a little boy growing into a kind of a more confident young man, when you can be ballsy and confident. People respect ballsiness. This like power comes over you when you get ballsy, and you think that you can go and talk to anybody, be argumentative, be aggressive, yell in people's faces, stand up for yourself, create conflict socially. You think that you can do all that stuff, but at the same time, inevitably nobody wins. Here you are striving to be socially advanced, a leader, somebody who can influence people, somebody who can persuade people, somebody who can seduce people to do things that they wouldn't otherwise have done if they hadn't met you. So if you want to create those win-win situations where you get the girl and the girl gets the guy, ballsiness is not going to cut it, okay? That's kind of like simple-minded, egocentric, self-absorbed thinking that's kind of funny for 2 seconds flat. And the problem is, being ballsy, that's like instant gratification, right? That's, I feel kind of like tough in my boots, like small man syndrome. Whereas diplomacy, it actually requires an element of patience, and to quote the book, 7 Habits of Highly Successful People, it requires understanding. Seek to understand before being understood. So what you got to do with your diplomacy when you're being a social guy, you'll quickly realize that you're more intelligent socially than everybody else out there who doesn't watch blogs like this and doesn't go out and talk to chicks and takes active cognitive feedback for what they're doing. So a lot of the time when you'll be speaking to people, you'll think what they have to say is not important or stupid or lacking insight or, you know, short-sighted, and you'll just think, fuck that, and you want to kind of talk over the top of them. You'll basically ignore them, you'll neglect their emotions, and you'll have no connection. So just by being slightly patient, giving others around you a chance to voice their opinion, making them feel important, appreciating their point of view, which is equally as valid as yours, even though it might not be as well formed and as emotionally strong as yours, by basically validating their opinion and understanding it, acknowledging it, and then explaining why your opinion is a little bit more expanded or advanced, that's called being diplomatic. Be mature, chill the fuck out, listen to what you might consider to be stupid going on around you before you assert your point. Why are these guys walking directly at me?
Hello, man.
Hey, man. Flies to the shit. Flies to the shit. Now, the thing is, even if you do have a more advanced point of view, when it comes to like seducing chicks or arguing with your friends or arguing with your parents, even their argument might give a degree of shape. It might help to shape your argument or your worldview, or might help you to bring something into consideration that you hadn't fully been aware of. So I always think of like Dr. House, TV show of Dr. House and his little team of sidekicks, and he would always bounce ideas off them, and inevitably he always called them idiots, which is very undiplomatic. He would bounce ideas off them, but him bouncing the ideas off his staff, that helped him to form the best idea possible, trial and error, and get to the bottom of very complicated things. So take the time to listen to other people. You'll be so fucking surprised how compliant and agreeable. Here's the resolution of the entire rant. Stop being ballsy, start being diplomatic, resolve. You'll be so surprised how compliant people are gonna be when you take the moment to listen to them and they feel validated by a calm, listening, clear thinking, understanding person. Okay, that's what leadership is. And if you want to seduce, persuade, and move things in a direction that you want to go, and that could be like getting laid more, meeting more people, helping to calm people around you who are distressed, that is how you do it, okay? So simply say, just put this into practice, resolve, ready? Put this into practice, say, I understand. Yes, that makes sense. Say those things frequently and you'll start to get away with and achieve so much more than what you were achieving before. If you need to understand diplomacy anymore, relate it to diplomats from international relations. You know, I used to watch it on the news when I was like in my late 20s. My late teens. I hear like diplomacy, Bill Clinton. Yeah, I'm kind of showing my age here a little bit. The US, the United Nations, blah, blah, blah. Have diplomatic talks. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And what that basically means is countries that are so-called leaders in the international community, they need to be diplomatic with some other less advanced or maybe small-minded countries, okay? So, for example, at the moment, we all know about North Korea. North Korea, country in Asia, and they lack diplomacy. They're trying to be ballsy and launch fucking nuclear missiles into the sea and march around their own country and televise pictures of their army to the world, and they're trying to show everybody that they're ballsy. And from their point of view, and I worry that this is sometimes happening to people watching this blog, from their point of view, they feel kind of confident, instant gratification of their ability and their strength or whatever. Whereas more advanced nations, and you might be watching this in Germany, France, Spain, Australia, Ireland, Scotland, Canada, or whatever, other advanced nations are usually better at listening and understanding and seeking a win-win situation. And that being the case, usually the smaller-minded party, or in interactions, the smaller-minded person, that person is then going to feel kind of like a little bit sheepish for trying to be so ballsy for no real point. There's no fucking point in it. So right now, the end result of North Korea being so ballsy is they have no international relations, they can't trade, they can't travel easily at least, and that's all because they're not willing to play ball and be mutually respectful to other parties, other countries, other individual countries around the world. So understand that. Basically what I'm saying is, to resolve this rant, listen more. Listen and say you understand, and people will then feel validated by you and seek approval from you, and you'll be able to turn them in a good direction where they're going to do fun things like party with you, date with you, spend time with you, seek your valid opinion to add to their opinion, okay? So that's what diplomacy is, and it's a huge fucking relief when you know that you're going in there not looking to argue, but looking to listen, okay? You can, when you want to argue over which is the best fucking flavor of ice cream, and argue over completely superficial, fun, flirty things, argue to the nth degree.